Hello class. This kind of works for any of the classes where we use Solidworks. Just so you know, when you load Solidworks, even if it says ANSI for your annotation, dimensions, that kind of stuff, for some reason, even when you do that, it bases it off of ISO, which then doesn't match the standard that we use for dimensioning. So, when you start a part, right, and that's the only template that I have right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to save over it so that everything is the way I want it, and I don't have to go in and make all these changes later. So this is how you fix it. So I'm just going to leave it on inches for my units. Just remember that when you start a drawing or a project in SolidWorks or any other modeler, make sure that you check for the units you're using and set them before you start. Because if you start a sketch, it'll kill the sketch and you'll have to reopen it if you change units. And that's okay. I mean, it's at least you get that far. You don't want to draw the whole thing and then realize it's in the wrong units, because that won't work. Okay, so this is my way of fixing what is wrong. Go to options up here in the gear, document properties. You'll notice it says ANSI, but when you click on annotations and you open this up, it still looks okay where it says annotations. But then when you click on balloons, it says ISO. And you're like, what? So then you have to change that to ANSI. Click on datums. And you kind of see where I'm going with this, right? Anywhere it says ISO, you don't want it. Yeah, so anyway, this is what you've got to fix. And then you click on dimensions. You see dimensions says ANSI modified. That's fine. But then when you go to angle, you got to do ANSI, angular running. So you got to change all of these out to ANSI. And hopefully I don't miss anything. And you'll notice that things look more like what you're used to, I hope. Because, you know, we don't use the ISO layout for what the drawings that we teach. So I don't think tables, bin, bill of materials, I don't think any of these say anything. Alright, detailing. Okay, units, and right now I've got it set on inches, which is fine. Now the other thing is that for length, it's set out for 6 decimal places, which is good. Now this is just for drawing. This has nothing to do with your dimensioning later on. You can adjust that under the dimension settings. So anyway, once you've kind of got all that stuff, make sure that nothing is set up to where it says ISO on anything. Then you say okay. Then what you want to do is you want to go to save, do a save as, and one of your options that you should get should be a part template right here. So you click on part template and see, this is the one that exists right now, and it's going to go to templates, kind of like AutoCAD. And so what I want to do is I want to overwrite this one, okay? And I want to hit save. I want to replace it. And so now when I start a new one, so if I go and start a new file and I click on part, and of course this is, see where you have novice, it'd be the same thing. When you click on advanced, see, then you can have other templates. So like if you wanted to save one that has metric, one that has inch, then you could do that. And when it pops up under the the advanced option here, then you could pick that. You could have an assembly drawing set up that way, a drawing. See, so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to fix the part template, your assembly template, and your drawing template. Yeah, so fun times. I'm pretty sure that you would have to do that as well. So anyway, now you know how to do it. So like on the assembly, there's going to be an assembly template file, and there's going to be a drawing template file. All of those need to be updated so that ISO does not show up anywhere on your dimensions and annotations. Well, on any other thing that might, be different. Okay? So anyway, just wanted to make this short video to show you how to fix these things so that when you go to dimension, it's like, oh, what the heck? And then you have to go up to the gear and fix everything. Because, like if you go to drawing, you hit OK on the drawing, and then of course it asks you what you want to do for a sheet. We'll just do sheet size, and then it asks me which of my things that I want to do for a model view, but I'm just going to cancel that for right now. So then what happens is when you go to the gear, so let's look at the document properties. It says ANSI, but then when you go here, all right, ANSI, but see, it still says ISO. So each of these files has to be updated to fix it. So you need to do this, especially on the drawing file. I mean, I would do it on all of them, and save them over the originals, and then you will have the correct settings for how we do drawings, and you're good to go. So, and when I say how we do drawings, I'm talking about North America, especially, well, not Canada. So we'll just say the United States, because Canada, they use ISO for their items, usually. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to do. And that's kind of where I'm at. And, you go in, you fix all this, and then you save it the way it needs to be, and save it as one. And like I said earlier, you can make one that's based on inches. You can make one that's based off of metric, so that it automatically goes to that. But just remember, you can have a generic one that's both, because you can come down here and change your units. So, all right, well, that's really all I have for that. Like I said, to fix it, you go to Save As, and you would look for drawing and look for a drawing template right there. And the same thing would work for the you got your drawing templates, and then see, there we go, drawing template. You're going to save over that one. And then you would also do your assembly one. So you've got a part, assembly, and a drawing. And then once you get those done, you're good to go. All right, guys, that's all I have for this one. We'll see you on the next video.